Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Serbian proverb says, stick to the new road and to the old friend. The Republic of Serbia attaches the paramount importance to the cherishing of traditionally friendly relations with the People's Republic of China. I proudly underline that the bilateral cooperation between our two countries is currently at its highest level in history, first and foremost thanks to the great friend of the Republic of Serbia, the President of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping. That's why we endorse the Beijing initiative on deepening of cooperation and connectivity. Serbia is on its EU path, but throughout its history, Serbia has always been the East to the West and the West to the East, a country where the most important roads connecting Europe and Asia intersect. The topic of today's panel reflects the strategic orientation of the development concept of the People's Republic of China and its leader, a great friend of the Serbian people, President Xi Jinping, as the originator of the initiative which seeks to encourage closer cooperation among states and peoples through joint efforts aimed at solving global challenges and prosperity of all humanity and diligent work on creating an open global economy through mutual cooperation in order to achieve common benefits. We have witnessed the Belt and Road Initiative launched a decade ago, for which I especially congratulate the distinguished President Xi, growing into a global project of impressive scale based on the concept of connectivity, from infrastructure connectivity on land, sea, in the air, or cyberspace to commercial investment, financial, technological, communication, physical or virtual connectivity, all the way to connecting peoples and individuals through culture, tourism, education, and science. The priority of this visionary initiative is cooperation in 5 key areas: intergovernmental coordination, facilities connectivity, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and people-to-people bonds. And that is why I would like to recall the words of President Xi that the right approach to tackling global crises or challenges, such as the coronavirus pandemic, and realizing long-term development is through greater connectivity, openness, and inclusiveness. And an old Chinese proverb that says, if you want to be wealthy, build roads first, could be reformulated today into, if a country wants to prosper and develop economically, it should build transport infrastructure first, roads, railways, and ports. Dear friends, I can state with pleasure and pride that the People's Republic of China, together with European Union, has become one of the most important engines of Serbia's economic development in the past 10 years, and that my country is a positive example showing that international initiatives such as Belt and Road are justified and effective. For a relatively small economy like Serbia, much like for the large friendly China, the last decade was a decade of progress, effort, and restraint, frequently of challenges, but with a clear roadmap that through connectivity, networking, and strategic cooperation through numerous projects and joint initiatives in which we are actively involved, we are firmly determined to build relations with other countries that share similar values and principles on the basis of trust and with mutual respect. We are proud of the fact that with our Chinese partners and friends, as a continuation of successful 10-year cooperation on already completed capital projects in the previous period, we are working diligently on the realization of new strategic projects in infrastructure, energy and mining worth several $billions that will bring Serbia new hundreds of kilometers of built important arterial roads, bridges, tunnels, railways, subways, sewerage, solar power plants, mines and factories. I'm particularly pleased to point out that the modernization of the railway connecting the Serbian capital with the capital of Hungary in the first regional project in the field of transport infrastructure within the framework of the China-CEC cooperation mechanism, and that we are very proud of the first 75-kilometer long Belgrade-Novi Sad section, which was ceremoniously put into operation in March 2022. Also, the arrival of large Chinese companies as investors put wind in the sails of further strong economic development of Serbia, which even the pandemic was not able to stop, and investors from China are today the leading Serbian exporters to the world. For the third year in a row, China is the largest foreign investor in Serbia. In 2022 alone, an inflow of Chinese investments in the amount of $1.5 billion was recorded. Today, Chinese companies employ a little over than 28,000 workers, of whom 42% are in the auto industry, a sector that has generated a quarter of all foreign investment so far and has strategic importance for the further economic prosperity of Serbia, ensuring the growth of our industrial base and exports to the world and even greater integration of Serbian companies into European and global supply chains. Owing to the arrival 5 years ago of the largest Chinese investor in Serbia and at the same time today's leading Serbian exporter to the world, Zijin Mining Company, Serbia has become the second largest copper producer in Europe with a strong desire and intention to become the leader. I'm proud to point out that today ICT is the largest net export branch of Serbia. Our country ranks 46th among the world's largest exporters of high-tech products and 52nd among the world's largest exporters of IT. Serbia is the first country in the region of Eastern and Southern Europe to join the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence. We were the first in the region to adopt a development strategy in this area back in 2019, and I avail myself of this opportunity to thank our Chinese friends, who, with their 40 experts, provided us with a great deal of help in drafting this strategic document. We established the Institute for Artificial Intelligence as well as the National Platform for Artificial Intelligence. We are building the Bio4 campus, which will become one of the key bioeconomic hubs in Europe, which will secure Serbia an even stronger position as a country of innovation and high-tech development. Anyway, I will never forget, and that's what I have to say today, the visit of President Xi to Serbia in 2016. We had thousands of problems with our biggest steel mill, which today is #2 exporter of Serbia. And we didn't know how to resolve the problem. And we were begging, we made a big plea to President Xi to help us on that big issue. He promised that and he delivered on that. He brought Habis company from the province Hebei, and now they are one of the most successful companies in an entire region. No doubt the most successful steel mill in the region. And these are the reasons why we want one of the key areas of cooperation with the People's Republic of China in the period ahead to be the field of connectivity, industrial cooperation, innovative economy, development of artificial intelligence, smart mobility, biotechnology, digital transformation, and new technologies applied in green energy. We are interested in carrying out the construction project of the Mikhailo Pupin Serbian-Chinese Industrial Park with our Chinese partners, which would also include a high-tech park. China is Serbia's second largest foreign trade partner, and our merchandise exports have increased as many as 185 times over the last 10 years. In 2022, record figures were achieved both in the volume of commodity exchange and in individual exports and imports. I'm pleased to share the information that the free trade agreement between Serbia and China will be signed during my stay in Beijing. It has been signed yesterday in the presence of Xi Jinping, and I'm once again profoundly grateful to our Chinese friend. Last year, in 2022, we re-established direct air traffic with the People's Republic of China, guided by the desire to encourage a stronger connectivity between our people, tourists, business communities, students. Serbia and China have increasingly intensive cooperation in the financial and banking sector. Since January 2015, the Chinese yuan has been on the list of currencies traded on our domestic foreign exchange market, and the National Bank of Serbia is currently actively considering and working on including the Chinese currency in its foreign exchange reserves. Dear friends, President Xi recently said, explaining the strategic development course of the People's Republic of China, "The future of our new journey is bright, yet the road ahead will not be smooth." I believe that the same sentence can be used when we talk about the possibility of future stronger economic and any other connectivity among the states that are sincerely devoted to the idea of multilateralism and partner cooperation, as opposed to the politics of diktat and imposing the will of the stronger. The world today, as President Xi himself observed, is undergoing accelerated transformation unseen in the century, and the international environment is changing profoundly. I'm sure that all of us here are aware that the winds of change are again blowing through the world, and it depends on how we deal with this development, whether these winds will start the windmills of our development spinning or will become devastating hurricanes. By advocating for connectivity, we all together contribute to overcoming the first scenario, i.e., that the world, perhaps for the first time in history, makes a major economic and geopolitical transition by choosing cooperation and global development over confrontation. Thank you for listening to me. Thanks again.